welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of a 42-Year-Old Man. I'm Chris Smith, and today I'm going to talk to you about the video game The Quarry, which you may remember we talked about briefly in episode 1. Again, my very first episode, I just kind of wanted to talk about a few things. I was still playing that game on my second playthrough, but I've completed that. And so I would like to go a little more in depth about the game and tell you a little bit more about the difference between my two playthroughs and kind of the way that that all went down. So just a reminder, The Quarry was a kind of survival slasher horror game, came out last year around summertime. It was created by SuperMassive Games, the same company that brought us Until Dawn, which is kind of the spiritual successor to. Until Dawn came out back in 2015 and was that kind of slasher horror kind of vibe to it. And the same company, SuperMassive Games, is also known for the Dark Pictures anthology, which is a kind of a yearly game release. They come out with different games that are pretty similar in vein to The Quarry and Until Dawn, but they're a little smaller. They kind of have a theme running through them that connects them all, and they just came out with their latest one called The Devil in Me. I believe it was just last November, so I will probably be playing that one hopefully pretty soon as well. But until then, today is all about The Quarry. So again, released last year. Supermassive Games is the developer. It was published by 2K. And involves a cast of a really strong cast. I mean, we've got people like David Arquette, Ted Raimi, Brenda Song, Lance Henriksen, Lynn Shay, Ariel Winters in there, Justice Smith. It's a very, very good cast, and they all do a really good job. Obviously, the way that Until Dawn and this don't work, the graphics really are like they look like the actors. I mean, obviously you can tell you're playing a video game still. The PS5 is good, but it is not, making it look like you're watching a movie at this point. It is still a video game, but the characters are very detailed down to, freckles and birthmarks and stuff on the faces. And the voice acting, of course, is all great as well. The same actors are providing the facial features and the voices for this game. So the game itself revolves around 9 summer camp counselors. They've just finished the summer camp season. Literally, one of the first scenes of the game, the kids are all leaving. They're all on buses and they're heading out. So it's kind of Friday the 13th vibes. You got a summer camp with just the counselors. Of course, that could lead to some interesting things. But they are all getting prepared to head out themselves. They have a minivan that they're all getting ready to go into. But there's one of the characters, one of the counselors. He'd had a summer fling over the summer and did not want it to end and was hoping for one more night of fun. So he kind of disables the minivan in a certain way, and so they are not able to leave. And so they got to spend another night at the camp. And of course, summer counselors at the camp. There's going to be partying. There's going to be, romance. There's going to be things like that. And of course, that all leads to the normal slasher slaughter that happens in these kind of movies and games. But it's good. It's right up my alley. I love slasher movies. I enjoyed Until Dawn, was one of my favorite games, so this was really good. And way gameplay works, different chapters. You're playing as different of the counselors that are there, and you got different characters you control while you're interacting throughout the environments and stuff. You're looking for clues. You're looking for evidence of the things that are happening, kind of scattered throughout the woods, the cabins, house that you end up in at some point. And then there are tarot cards spread around throughout the game world as well that you kind of collect as you come across things, and they will lead to little kind of chapter breaks where you're talking to a kind of like gypsy kind of woman. She has a crystal ball and everything, and depending on these tarot cards you locate, she'll show you little scenes that may play out in the next upcoming chapter. Some of these scenes are, the deaths of your characters that you can hopefully avoid having some of this knowledge beforehand. But I mentioned on episode 1, I played through it one time, and of the 9 counselors, 2 survived. So I felt like I would like to do that over again. So I did do a second playthrough. I did pull up a guide when it came to hunting down the clues and the evidence and stuff like that. I wanted to try to get as many of the little, I'm kind of a completionist, so I wanted to get as many of the clues and stuff as I can. Once I did my first playthrough, I do not look at the guides for the first playthrough because I think it's more fun to just let things happen. I guarantee if I had a guide, I would not have only had 2 people survive at the end. But having that, it really does make for a fun experience. And so the second time I played through, used a guide for the locations of stuff, the characters themselves and how to keep people alive and stuff. Not so much, but what it does have is an option. Once you've played the game completely all the way through once, it gives you something called the Death Rewind option for your next playthrough. So up to 3 times in the game, if one of your character dies, it'll pause. and you have the choice. Do you want to rewind and try it again? So I got through the second playthrough only having to do that once, and there was one person near the end where I did have to stop, be like, okay, I need to do the other option because this person just got crushed. So it was fun because you could still play through it without really worrying, oh my god, I'm going to get somebody killed and I really don't want to, because you do have that rewind option, and so you have 3 chances to be able to use that. So that was nice, because some of the deaths can be caused by not pushing a certain button in the right time, or it'll ask you 2 different ways. Do you want to run or do you want to hide? If you pick hide, you might be fine, or if you pick run, you're going to get caught and you're dead, so it allows you to kind of go back and redo that option, make sure you're getting the choice that you want to do. On subsequent playthroughs, obviously your first playthrough really is like you're going to play through the game, and what's going to happen is the choices that you make are what's going to make things happen. So that's how that works through. But second playthrough, everyone survived. I had the 1 death rewind, collected all the clues, collected all the evidence. I was missing 1 tarot card by the end, and that is because there's one chapter where you have a split choice, and if you go one way, you can collect some clues. If you go the other way, you can collect the tarot card. So can't do both. I wanted to get the clues on that playthrough, so I went into the clue side. So if I play through it again, which I may do a future playthrough where I kill everybody. Who knows? Or there's some achievements for having one specific character be the final girl or the final boy, things like that as well. So there's a lot of replay value to it. You can obviously have different people die, different people live and stuff, but I played it about 22 hours for 2 playthroughs, so it's about a 10 to 11 hour experience. I do have a tendency of looking around a lot. I like to find everything, so I might take a little bit longer than everybody else. You could probably finish this game under 10 hours if you're just going through it. But I will probably do some other stuff for a little bit, and then maybe I'll come back to this game and try another option. But it's fun, really good vibe if you like slasher films, or if you like survival horror video games. Anything in that vein, you would enjoy this. There is, obviously, I played a single player. I typically play single player. I'm not much for online gaming, but there is a multiplayer option for this game. You can connect with people online and play. Each of you can take different characters or different chapters and play through the game. You can also co-opt at home. You can play a chapter and then have somebody else come and play another chapter too, and you can do it that way as well. And so you have that option again. To make it more replayable, you can play with friends, have a party night and stuff, and do some of the game. But a lot of fun, very interesting in the series. I loved Until Dawn. I love The Quarry. I like all of the Dark Picture anthology games. So anytime a Supermassive game comes out, I'm pretty excited to hunt that down and play through that. So I know this is out of 3 episodes. I've talked about The Quarry on 2 of them, but I really wanted to get a little more in depth here today for you. And tomorrow is the opening of Megan, the Jason Blumhouse horror movie that is coming out. Involves a girl-shaped android, and sort of some Chucky vibes there maybe, but it looked really fun, so I'm going to go out there tomorrow, take a look at that, and hopefully I'll have a video review of that tomorrow. That'll be my plan for my ramblings tomorrow. But for today, that was my ramblings on The Quarry. I know I kind of have been ending all these episodes with little updates on Damar Hamlin. I would say that the Bills released some information just saying that he is progressing. Looks like he is going to pull through. His lungs are healing. Doesn't look like any permanent neural damage at this point, but obviously just a little information here and there coming through. So really happy for that. It's been a weird week. Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye from the MCU movies, he got ran over by a snowplow the other day, and so he was in critical condition. They had to fly him out on helicopter, but he also is in the hospital recovering, so we'll send prayers and well wishes his way as well. But I'll try not to end these episodes every single time on, hey, somebody got hurt, but just these are kind of what are fresh in the mind right now, so that's how this works. I ramble about things that are fresh in my mind at the moment. So that's today. I'll be coming back again hopefully tomorrow with some thoughts on Megan, and until then, have a good night. I will talk to you then. Thank you for watching.